this hour. Brett Baer, we're doing Cooking with Friends, and there you see Brett Baer and his wife Amy and his sons Paul and Daniel. They were actually on Amtrak yesterday, coming up from Washington, D.C. to the big town.
Unfortunately, they only booked 4 seats, obviously.
They've only booked 3 because she had to stand right there.
Okay. They're going to be cooking with friends with us right here.
And it's going to taste terrific. They've already set it up over in the corner of
Can't wait
of
for
our
that.
fake kitchen.
All right, we'll see if we get Laura Ingraham here one day to do Cooking with Friends, but we're trying to work out the right recipe.
Well, if she had a hot plate down there, she's actually at Brett's desk in our nation's capital.
Don't reveal my secrets with a hot plate. 3 kids you can cook a lot in a hot plate. Remember, we got along in college somehow with those little water things that were illegal in the dorms.
That's all you need for ramen noodles, baby.
How about we chew on this, though, Laura, right now? So ISIS, we see them holding a parade, victorious, they say, parading around Iraq, taking over Ramadi. Meanwhile, the White House calling it just a setback. Your voice on that?
Yeah, I looked back at the second battle for Ramadi, which took place in 2006. And remember, we lost 1,335 Marines, soldiers in the battle in the Anbar province. And it was Ramadi, Fallujah. And in the beginning of the war, that was a relatively peaceful part of Iraq. But then, of course, it exploded with the Iraqi insurgency, al-Qaeda in Iraq. So a lot of American blood was spilled there. Our units went door to door in that area, and now it's heartbreaking to see what's happening to the peaceful people of Iraq. The Christians of Iraq have been annihilated, and it's just a bump in the road. It's the perils of nation building. It's a lot more difficult than I think we initially thought. $25 billion we spent, American taxpayers, training the Iraqi forces, who have largely just been a disaster, from Tikrit to Mosul to Ramadi.
Right. We took our hands off the handlebars. I would love this. This is the question I'd love to hear. What is your plan? Besides to destroy, did you do the whole how part, and who's in charge of this operation is a pretty big deal. The fact that we can't answer that, there's no Schwarzkopf, there's no Petraeus that we could turn to, and I like a plan that would fail. We're going on the no plan.
Yeah, Dempsey just seems at this point to be completely lost. There's no sense of confidence, I think, that the American people are going to get from him at this point. And Barack Obama has checked out on foreign policy. I know they celebrated Abu Sayyaf, the killing of the so-called money man, for ISIS. But look, Iraq is slowly but surely disappearing. I mean, it's going to be overrun. And we either have, as a nation, have to say, okay, we've learned from this attempt at changing the Middle East. It failed miserably. And in fact, it set off a cauldron boiling over. Or we better rally the people and figure out how we're going to get this money to go back into a full-scale military involvement of our troops on the ground, because these air campaigns are clearly not working. But there's one choice: either boots on the ground, or, you know something, you guys figure it out. We've spent billions and billions of dollars there, and you guys can't support your own country at this point.
Yeah, we're going to ask Bob Gates in about 10 minutes. He says about 1,000 of our troops, some special ops, along with the Iraqis, he said would be an effective plan. We'll have him expand on that.
It is heartbreaking. All right, let's have you weigh in on this. Hillary Clinton and her attorney, David Kendall, who is a famous attorney down there in the town you're sitting in, they have been very clear. When she was Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton had one email address. That was hdr22@clintonemail.com. Well, and now, as it turns out, the New York Times yesterday published a number of email between the former Secretary of State and Sidney Blumenthal, her longtime advisor. And it turns out she had a second email, even though we were told under no circumstances did she have another one. She had another one.
Now, this is just another example of Fox and Friends piling on Mrs. Clinton. I mean, you people, when she said one email address, it depends on the meaning of the word address. I mean, this is clearly, this is not what she initially meant. So you guys are completely unfair to this poor woman. She's been castigated. But are any of us surprised? The Clintons will do what the Clintons will do until there's the evidentiary equivalent of the blue dress. Okay, so they will get away with what they're allowed to get away with. The U.S. press is on this story for the moment, and the New York Times publishes this story about Sidney Blumenthal, and a lot of people might not remember Sidney, but old friend of the Clintons, old White House hand. I mean, it's like reunion time for the Clintons. All these people are back, and it doesn't surprise me at all. So yeah, he's giving her memos on Libya and trying to get contractors to get work over in Libya.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Whether he we don't know more than that. You know, it doesn't look like they actually received this contract work, but. There's always going to be one more thing with Hillary. You're never going to know the full. There's never going to be a press conference where she says, "Okay, this is all I have," and that's the end of the story. The story never ends of corruption and insiderism and cronyism.
Well, we're going to get these. We're going to see these emails, though, Laura, because they will be released in 2016.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, now. But again, this is just, she'll pull the damsel in distress routine. It's the piling on of the first woman who has a chance of being president. You're going to hear all that.
Well, we'll see if Democrats are going to raise their standards. And let's see if Republicans are going to rally to this cause. Chris Christie, I thought he was in fine form yesterday with Megyn Kelly. Here's an example. Listen.
I like Marco a lot. I think he's a very good guy, a very bright guy. But I really believe the next president of the United States has to be a governor. You need to have the experience governing. We've had the experience of a one-term U.S. senator going to the White House, and I don't think it works well.
You know, one of the things the Republicans say is this time we just want somebody who can win. Looking at Chris Christie and what he said yesterday up in New England, can Chris Christie win, Laura?
I've been saying this for a long time about him and Scott Walker and a few others. Someone who has political skill, and he, without a doubt, he has it. The ability to speak without notes, deal with a room of rambunctious people, some who really don't like you, some who do like you. He has that ability, and you can discount that and say, well, magnetism or political skill is overrated. Look what we got with Obama. But it's politics. You need to have that.
You do.
You know, that's something. He has it. He has other issues to overcome. I think Megyn touched on some of that. But Christie last week, when Jeb Bush was fumbling on that issue with Iraq, he looked right at the interviewer, Jake Tapper on CNN, answered the question very clearly. Marco stumbled over the weekend. Christie was clear. Does it mean it's a clear path to the presidency? No, it doesn't. But I've told him this. I've told all these guys. I give them free advice. You better connect with the American people, what their concerns are. And if you don't, in I think a more populist way, going to have a hard time winning the nomination, going to have a hard time beating Hillary Clinton, who is going populist. So I think he did great with her, but look, it's a long road.
Yeah, he's too, I'll say this, he's too talented to sideline. I'd say that.
Yeah, don't count him out. Everyone, and a lot of people think he's not conservative enough. Laura, what are you saying? I want someone who can win and beat Hillary Clinton one-on-one on a stage. I think he has the skill, and the Clintons have a lot of skills, but he has a lot of political skills.
Yeah. Is it too much to ask someone who can win and then someone who, once they win, can lead?
Lead the country and actually be able to speak to the country about these issues that people are so anxiety-ridden about. You have to address the anxiety of the American worker, the American people, on domestic and foreign policy. I think he was fairly impressive yesterday.
All right, you're impressive. You're going to go do your radio show right now, Laura Ingraham. Thank you very much.
Cooking next week after, I'll schedule it.
You better do it.
We'll book the hot plate.
And bring the kids.
We'll make some
s'mores. We'll do s'mores, guys.
We did those earlier. All right, Laura, thank you very much.
Nabisco beat you.
All right.
9 minutes now after the hour. Heather now can cook just about anything.
I try.
Right.
Can't always cook up just about anything, but would love to see Laura with the hot plate. That's fantastic. All right, good morning to you all. Hope you're off to a great day. We start out right now with a Fox News alert. 2 people are behind bars in Florida accused of planning a domestic terror attack against police there. Christopher Conger and Jeremy Robertson were arrested in Marion County, found with an arsenal of guns, ammunition, drugs, and also bulletproof vests stockpiled in a shed, police say. Investigators got a tip about their plot to use rocket-propelled grenade launchers against a local police department, a church, and also